wants to go over what has happened the past session or two?
We've been exploring this part. A lot of walking, a lot of running into stuff. We found a mimic.
Found a cluster of mimics, so everybody has got to fight one of the classic D&D monsters. Yay.
Mm-hmm. And then we found a big old swarm of sturges. I don't know if we found anything else yet.
Yeah, well, you did find something in this chest that you are all beside.
Oh, the keys.
You're finding keys and things, and I've told you all above table that to get to the kind of the main room of this place requires 3 keys. And each key that you find opens a different door somewhere in the maze as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And in this chest you also found a whole bunch of healing potions. Everybody should mark down that they got one.
Yes. I remember that one.
Yes, we have 6 greater healing potions. Button is carrying 2.
And Koya has been having some interesting experiences.
Fun times all around.
Cora is having a time. We don't know if it's a good time or a bad time yet, but it's certainly a time.
Right. All that being said, we can jump right in. You guys had just blended the Sturge swarm. You also had found this nice chest with key and some healing potions in it. If I remember correctly, Button just shot off into the darkness to go after the chest as soon as they saw the chest.
Yes,
Correct.
that is correct. Button did just see chest, dart off the chest with no warning. Because last chest that they found had a cool key in it. They don't know what's up with y'all with the mimics. They've had a good experience with chests so far. But yes, Button will help pass out the potions. Would like help climbing out of the chest.
It's toppled face first into the chest upon it opening.
Yes.
Is now stuck inside.
They're a little like, yeah, they're trying. Their arms are so short. Their legs are so short. They're gonna about to topple themselves out of it unless someone helps them. But yes, they would help distribute the potions before just closing chest. All right, we're done here. Because that was all that was in it, right?
Yes. See Mimic kind of tilt his head one way and the other as he's like examining this potion in his hands. Well, that's, I guess, 2 to 1 so far. 2, well, not so bad chests. 1 tries to eat us chest. I think the odds are going to be the same.
I will test the chest.
Booker just nonplussed at the whole situation. Just kind of rubs his forehead.
It just like eyebrow raises at the I'm going to test the chest. Realize you just proved that these chests, if they are mimics, can swallow you whole. Button? Button!
Button's going.
I'm just saying.
Button will take Mickens' information into their database. That is a thing. However, more importantly, Button is getting impatient. Let's go. They will test the chest. I don't know if you want to be stealthy or not. That's why Button's waiting. Because Button is not stealthy.
Always stealthy.
Okay, so if you want to be stealth approach, you gotta go first, my friend. Button is not stealth.
No. Booker will be stealthy and will let Button just charge ahead.
You know what? Based. Thank you. Let's go.
Is Button not even bothering to draw things anymore?
Shit, you're right. Sorry, I'm distracted. Give me one moment. My husband is waiting patiently to tell me something. Give me a second.
Hey, at least he has learned the manners of wait patiently for the info dump.
Hi, sorry about that. He just wanted to rub something in my face.
3 minutes.
Yep.
Delightful.
Anyway. Yes. Button will. I scuffed it. But yes. There we go. Going this way. It's fine. Button is perfect mimic bait.
Booker is going to signal to everyone to just hold up. Give it a good birth. They're not going to sneak. Let them go.
You see Micken kind of blink, staring at Button, and looking at Booker, and then staring at Button. And then there's a sigh.
No one stops Button. Button will just tap, tap, tap slowly, just walking, making their way. Looking around.
I mean, you know who is following, right? She ain't gonna let her buddy go. It's this way, correct?
Yes.
Because I can't see where. Oh, there's Button.
Button's gonna stop here and turn back. And signal. There are 2 directions.
Let
Hello.
me see what I remember.
There are 2 paths. Which one?
At least you're waiting for orders. Booker is going to peer around one corner. And he's going to look up ahead. And he's going to point in this direction.
No hesitation.
So as Button continues, again, these are still that strange halls that seem to be made of almost golden stone originally, but covered in something that I don't think it's supposed to be there. Much more uniform and almost intentional in design than the brain was. And as you all continue along the path and find yourself up against what seems to be a dead end, and you'd all need to make a wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
That's not a great save.
Got a 19 total.
Ugh. Oh, the 4 is not mine. Not that it's better. See you at the bottom, Koya.
This is why Button goes first.
Going first didn't do anything.
They rolled better.
That's why Button shouldn't go first then. Because then the better rolls would go to the back line.
You know what? That's fair. Valid. Valid. Oh my god. Micken, please.
That's a 16 for Micken. So everybody except for Micken and Button. As you're walking and seem to come up against another dead end, you all was feel an eerie coldness. Very much like there is something nearby watching. Something unpleasant and unnatural.
Booker's going to put a hand on Button to stop them before they walk off again. Right here.
When turns to stop, looks at Booker. There is only one direction forward.
Booker looks at Button and says, "Did you feel that?"
That is why I stopped. Your hand.
Not
on
my hand,
path.
you nitwit.
Has Button ever been called a nitwit before? What?
I don't think so.
I don't think it's ever. Button is confused. You just look up at Booker.
New vocabulary unlocked.
What are you talking about?
Well, that answers that question. Booker looks at everyone else and just goes, "Did any of you feel that?" Don't all speak up at once.
Micken just looks confused.
So wait, it was if we failed, we felt it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the other way. My bad.
So Booker, Trixie, and Koya felt it.
Okay. Yeah, that was kind of weird. Kind of unsettling, to be honest.
Booker nods. Is there a way to, like, is Button perceptive?
Yes.
Because, like, Booker wouldn't really think that Button is super perceptive because Button's like charging ahead into the dark with not a care in the world. So he'd be like, okay, well, Button's not paying attention. So, is there a way that he would be able to like suss out that Button is perceptive?
Button notices a lot of details about things. If Booker ever took a look at their notes, there's a lot of random things that no one would ever really take notice to. So they are very perceptive. They just are not very socially inclined to convey that very much. They're very blunt, straightforward. But yeah, they notice a lot of minute details about things that a lot of people ignore. That's probably something that Booker would have picked up on.
Booker looks at Button and then looks to the other group and sees like, okay, well, something happened. I wasn't the only one to feel it. And then looks at Button and just goes, "If you're not feeling something, if you're not sensing anything, then you should probably wait behind someone who is."
Trixie, as you're standing there listening to Booker talk to Button, The wall to your right, the one that you're closest to, you hear faint scraping noise.
Like it's just like on the other side of the wall or like in the wall?
On the other side of the wall.
Trixie will move closer, like this way, and like go shh. Put her hand, one finger up to her mouth, and kind of listen to the wall. And she'll.
Anyone else
Oh,
that wants
sorry.
to like step a little closer, you can start to hear just scraping sound. Very slow, very steady.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Booker will look at Button and raise an eyebrow like, did you hear that? How about this time?
Button turns their head, fully locked in on the source of the noise.
Oh yeah? Are you also hearing some shit you popping off?
Koya felt the weird vibes, yes. I didn't catch the scratchy parts. Sorry, I'm also dealing with something at the moment.
Oh, you're good. Hmm.
Button will have one question. Are we going to fight this?
Booker shrugs. Don't rightly know what it is yet, but maybe. Depends on how it wants to play it.
Nah.
Booker is going to pull out some daggers. And he'll look at Trixie, and he'll look at Koya, and he'll look at Button. He will gesture up ahead and like he'll gesture up ahead and then look to Trixie. You want to scout? And then he'll look over to Button. Or do you want to charge ahead?
I got this one. Hand
Oh.
pats Button.
Okay. I would like to peek around the corner. Pointing down over here.
Down here?
As in, like,
Yeah, back the way we came.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So if we're going that way, then yeah. Trixie will.
As in, like, Tricky can go forward, but it's just like, I just want to peek over here to make sure that this thing is not about to come up behind us.
Which way was Booker referring to?
This way.
Okay.
Excuse me, Mickey. Okay, no openings for whatever this is. Right there.
Yeah. Both
Good.
of you, as you like around the corner and like look down, it seems to be long hallways. Either way, the one that you look down, Button, you can see some other passageways heading off to the south, but not in the direction that the noise was coming from.
Okay. So, based on what they saw here and what they saw at that end, it's either another opening or there is no opening. But Button will let Trixie go ahead, and they shall wait in the wings.
As you walk down the hall, Trixie. You hear the scraping, all of you can hear the scraping stop. And then, Trixie, you hear it pick back up again. seeming to scrape right alongside wherever you are walking. Only ever from this wall to the south.
Yeah. She'll take a few steps forward, testing it.
Stays right in step with you.
Send a little message back to the friends. Whatever we heard back there, I think is following me.
Trixie,
Just a
come back.
warning.
We need you.
And it looks like there's some kind of turn down here.
Psychic communication is very handy.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Fall back, fall back.
Does she still hear the scratching?
Yep.
Does it sound like... Is it scratching like a cat that wants in? Or is it scratching like somebody's dragging their finger along the side of a wall?
Like
Or is it
long,
digging?
continuous noise? Or, yeah.
When Trixie walks, it's a continuous noise moving alongside. When she stops, like when she stopped to send the message back, it stopped for a second and then started the very steady, rhythmic.
Ugh.
Like wings? Like how you kind of like when you hear a bee or a wasp kind of nearby?
No, it's scraping. It's not buzzing.
Scraping. Okay.
I have to make a noise that will be picked up by the mic.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
I'm just imagining fucking Freddy Krueger with the claws.
Yeah, that's not a great one. And if it's tracking your movement that accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the pathway is good for now if you guys want to start making your way. I don't, there's just a turn down here.
A girl nod to Micken and Koya.
Koya has a buddy in Micken. Micken is staying next to Koya right now. The others are being a little too curious for his comfort with what's going on.
Peeky peeky.
There is safety in numbers.
There's also safety in size. Gestures to Koya.
Mun looks at Micken.
Wow.
Looks at him. I have protected you for so long.
Like,
and this is how you treat me.
Micken can feel the judgment, and then Micken's just like, they still shoot me in the face over the top of you. I can hide behind them.
Wow, so I'm not tall enough for you. I see how it is.
You run directly into their face. Every time.
Not all the time.
I understand.
As you peek around the corner, you see that to the left now is a large stone door. A single key slot directly in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Is the scraping sound still following Trixie? Is it on the other side of the door now?
It comes up to the wall beside where the door is, and as you guys turn the corner, stand in front of the door, it stops. And then you hear very faintly through the doorway. It's been a long time since anyone came here.
Hmm. Where
Does it
does that
sound-
voice come from?
The other side of the door.
Hmm.
Does it sound like that voice that we first heard when we all like had that vision?
And it doesn't sound like the voice you've been hearing.
Third party. Hmm. I don't like this.
I don't like it either.
All right.
And how long has that been?
Are you asking that of the voice?
Yeah.
There's pause just long enough to think maybe it's not going to respond. And finally, oh, greater age than most of you will ever see.
In that brief pause where there was no reply, Booker would like gives Trixie a little elbow and just goes, "What? Don't talk to the voices in your head."
It's not in my head if you're hearing it too.
Yeah, it's in both of our heads. You don't talk to them. It's never a fucking good idea.
But it's not in our heads. It's on the other side of the door.
You know, you're right. For some reason, the reminder of the voice at the beginning of the dungeon, I was like, oh, it's being transmitted into our brains. Nope.
And besides, Trixie does that all the time. That's still normal for her.
It was a greater age than most of you will see, right?
Yes.
Huh.
I
You-
wonder. Might open the door. I would like to parlay.
You got a name?
And again, there's a pause. And you could hear the steady scratch on a wall again. This time almost seeming like a thinking gesture. Oh, I have not been asked that. Even longer than I last saw somebody. Quite certain I forgot.
Well, I mean, is there something you want us to refer to you as?
What is Trixie's vibe in this moment?
Casual, a little bit sus, but mostly casual, just trying to be nice.
Willing to fuck around, possibly find out.
Yeah, exactly.
Her default.
Ooh, call me the keeper.
Does that mean you're a keeper of something?
One might say that. Much like I know one of you is the keeper to the key to this door.
Looks to the party because Button's the one who's been holding on to the keys, right?
The single key that you guys have found thus far, yes.
Oh, I thought we found two for some reason. Okay.
Oh. Pulls out key. Holds it up. Presents it. to the group. I have the key.
I kind of want to just be really straightforward. Because, like, I don't really... My brain is not working on overdrive on being sneaky and shit. But, like... So, what got you locked up in there?
Disagreement with the one I imagine brought you here.
Oh, okay. Booker steps up and just goes, okay. What kind of disagreement?
She wishes to take the magic that remains. Magic that is not hers.
Hmm. You don't want to take the magic, I presume?
No.
Why not? Lots of people like power.
Magic is not hers. It's not her master's.
Hmm. Booker tilts his head and kind of wavers back and forth. But if she takes it, struggling to see what the issue is.
There is a noise, muffled as it is by the stone of the doorway. You're not fully sure what it is. At first it sounds like a cough, but then perhaps it is a laugh forced through a throat that shouldn't laugh. You are so naive to have come here. That is what you think.
Hmm. This has not really come up before, but I have always held that Booker hates being looked at like he's inexperienced or younger or immature or naive. That just absolutely grinds his gears. So he just like bites down and clenches his teeth for a second. Uh-huh. And why is that?
There's another pause. And then another of that harsh noise. Oh, I could answer that. Should you open the door?
It's always a choice, isn't it? Well, Booker looks at Trixie and Button and Koya, and then last to Micken to make him feel included. I'm okay with opening the door.
Nah, we hold the upper hand here. Once we open the door, we have no leverage.
Trixie's right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine if you guys want to open the door or not. The button has two modes: Explorer and Fight.
Would Trixie actually like mention leverage like actually having we hold all the cards, we have leverage on this person right now, because that would actually like almost bring a prideful tear to Booker's eye.
She's learning.
She wouldn't say the words excessively leverage, but she'd be like, we kinda, or she'd say to Booker, like, I don't feel really good about this. Like, at least this way we have some kind of assurance.
Looks a little cautiously at Trixie, but nods. You're right. You seem to be locked in that door. Am I right? Trapped like a rat?
There's not a response.
There's no response, and Booker just gets this fucking vile Grinch smile.
I've actually got a couple questions. You don't mind, Captain?
Floor's yours. It's not like she's going anywhere. Sorry, it's not like they're going anywhere.
So, how do you know the person that trapped you here?
There's a long if you insist on toying. Any aid I could give you in dealing with her, answering the questions you are too stupid to ask, will not be given it.
Well, I figured asking a few questions would have been fair to let you go, but hey, it's not our problem if you're stuck in here.
And you're too stupid to make an offer or deal before asking.
But
Fine.
we don't really need to.
What do you want? Aside from being free.
To kill her.
And what can you give? Aside from your help.
You know who she is, who she served, how she brought you here.
Let's get into
Heard.
that.
Yeah, Booker just kind of waffles back and forth, and then Trixie.
Yeah, no, it's just like I was trying to ask that, but
To answer your question, we don't know her. We don't know how she did it. We don't know who she worships, though I probably have a good guess, I think.
Trixie, you standing as close to the door as you are, you hear the nails suddenly scratching down the flat surface of the door, directly where your face is. Down and down. And then let me out. What is the phrase? The enemy of my enemy.
Mm-hmm. Booker nods.
Trixie's gonna send something to Booker. Telepathically.
Yeah.
I'm getting really bad vibes here. And I don't know. I don't appreciate being tracked on my way down here.
Hmm.
Do you think maybe you could ask him that? Since he doesn't seem to like me. I don't really feel comfortable letting this guy free if I know he's just straight up going to attack us.
Do I have?
Hmm.
Keep in mind, it's not often that Trixie has asked Booker for something, too.
Yeah, this is true. Booker will look at Trixie and he narrows his eyes for a second. Not like in a disbelieving or condescending way, just like an okay. He nods. He's going to take a knee and he's going to start ruffling through his bag as I look through my items really quick because I gotta have something in here. There's gotta be some kind of thing that I can use or eat. I have something.
I
But it's
love
not
that that's
Booker.
a thing Booker can say in this game.
The other thing, too, that it makes Trixie a little wary is Trixie doesn't have the key, but it was following her, yet it seems to want the key. Why her? Kind of thing. Little unsettling.
It may have just been the first person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like he says he knew we had the key.
I have a question real quick. Did Trixie in the last on the Nautiloid, she had like this item that like let her see like through the door?
Yeah, I think I only have one use of it. That's the thing, and I used it for the very first door we came across with the ritual going on. I'll triple check that though.
I don't know why I'm imagining like Davy Jones and Captain Hook, you know? After he said parlay, my mind immediately went, "Oh fuck, it's a pirate."
Man, that was the first fucking word that came to mind.
I'm sorry, Z, but I'm just imagining this is an old pirate now.
I do like the image of Davy Jones just slapped into one of these places.
Right? Like, what the fuck are you doing here?
This is what was given to me. That's the description. It says it has charges, but it doesn't say how many charges.
God, I don't have a single thing that lets me like suss out intent or read minds or anything. Damn,
Because it
I
says
have
only one charge, not charges. It's only once per day. Or once per long rest.
Okay. Got it. That's what I thought.
Because that's a really strong item to give y'all really early in the campaign if you get multiple uses out of it.
God damn it. Can't believe I don't have a single thing. Wait, I actually have a spell book.
Items of relating to your spells?
Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. I've got so many buttons to push and not one of them is useful in this situation in the way that I would approach it.
Now we know a button for you to try and find for future instances of this situation.
Need fucking read mind. Need read mind button.
While Booker is looking for a snack, Koya is just gonna approach the door. We'll kind of put a hand over button, just scooting them back a bit. You seeking revenge for Velsharoon then?
Revenge. She couldn't kill Velsharoon. She's far too weak.
And if you did kill her, if we helped you kill her, What's your next goal? What are you going to do now that your god is dead?
Make sure the power of this place doesn't fall into any other followers of her master.
So this person on the other side of the door is opposed to Velsharoon and Velsharoon's followers. And we now know that the person who brought us in here is a follower of Velsharoon and is up to some shit. If we kind of sussed, but kind of sussed out, but still.
You have some of that right, some of that wrong. I will tell you that, Joe. Made a
Mm.
logical leap somewhere that has made part of that statement incorrect.
I think this guy
Hmm.
is a follower of Velsharoon,
That's
and this
what
lady is not.
Mm-hmm.
And that she's a follower of someone else.
He mentioned, or they mentioned specifically, that she's trying to steal magic.
Yeah,
Oh.
not her master's, implying that it's his, and that's why they disagreed. Can we get a fact check, DM?
I'm not telling you what was right and what was wrong, just the part of what Joe said was wrong.
Hmm. I mean, I can just ask in character. Was that with that little bit of information shared, Booker will look up from his bag and he will, like, with a free hand, he pulls out of his bag, he'll fidget with the amulet that he found in the previous dungeon, in the brain dungeon. And he's looking out the door when he speaks, and he'll say, "Oh, so you don't want Velsharoon stuff to be misappropriated? Take it you're a big fan."
Do you want this magic misappropriated, as you put it?
Booker is going to ignore the question and ask instead, "Seems like you might be a fan of his work, though."
Fan's not quite the right word.
Mm-hmm. Tell me, how did this one lady come to be in possession of this place?
Through tricks. Through manipulations. There's suddenly first a scratch on the door. Really where your face is, Koya. It drifts down into the side to where button is.
Are there like any gaps in the doorway?
No, it looks like a solid, flat piece of stone with a single keyhole in the middle.
DM, can Button scratch back?
Sure.
Thank you. That's it.
Trim and a haircut, 2 bits.
I was going to look at everyone. Okay. What are we doing?
Answers would be nice.
Answers would be nice.
I don't trust it though.
Booker's gonna close his bag and stand up. And he will very just point blank ask, "What are you?"
Magic. Magic clinging to form.
Hmm.
No question.
Okay. Booker's gonna look at the crew here. Consensus? Strong opinions?
No strong opinions from Button.
Trixie
Okay.
makes 2 X's with both of her, or all 4 of her arms.
It only counts as one
Okay.
vote.
The same vote submitted twice. Very understandable. Understandable.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
A disagreement means it was working with the witch before. If her game is double crossed, then what's to say their game isn't as well? I vote no.
Damn, is it possible to insight this conversation that Button's overhearing?
For what purpose?
Gauging whether or not he will actually be cooperative.
Full of shit.
Sure.
I need to be right back.
Okay, doke. Please, Button. You have a +8.
Hey.
That's gonna be a
Oh, no, that
dirty
was-
20. I got a 12.
As far as you can tell, he's not lied this entire time.
Button would share that. It's like, I have not heard any lies so far.
Hmm. Booker ponders this for a second. He drums his fingers on his leg. You say no more questions. But are you willing to strike a deal? I'm a man of my word. And if I give my word, I don't want it sullied.
Did I not ask for a parlay at the start of all of
But they can't see Booker as far as Booker's aware. They can't physically see Booker, so he shrugs nonetheless and just goes, "Well, can't blame us for being overly cautious here. Either way, I'm tempted to try and work something out with you on the condition that you give us some way keeping you to your word. That you won't hurt any of us. No backstabbing like."
There's a moment of silence, and then button in front of you. Scratching was a few. We'll hear almost sound like a snuffling. Dead god. Keeper ways. What if I promise to point you towards an object of
Booker
Button.
shrugs. Yeah, Booker will look at
Nods.
Button and nod.
Nod. I would be amenable to this.
Booker wants the magic artifacts.
out. And the small one gonna have. I have no interest in it.
Button
This is bullshit.
pulls out the key. Looks to the group one time. I would like one of Kellenbor's artifacts. I believe it will be helpful in our mission.
Booker can respect that. He did have a brief cross of paths with Kellenbor. And you don't cross me and my crew.
So long. As our goal. Yeah, of that.
Well, I'm down to open it.
Same.
I'm fine with this level of fucking around. Just to see what we could find out. What if it's really good?
Mm-hmm. Irish, Charlie?
Eris is still
Say
AFK,
you.
I think.
You were
Hey, you.
Gucci.
I was gonna say if we're still tied 2 for 2, we could flip a coin, which I would also be super down with.
Are you ignoring Megan?
You make me
Yes.
tiebreaker?
Oh god.
But that forces the DM to make the choice.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
I'm back. What
Yeah.
happened?
Hello. So we parlayed for 2 things. We parlayed and said, all right, look, we'll let you out if you give us some level of promise that you will not harm the crew and ensure that promise in some way. And they said we could ensure it by giving you an artifact from this god. Button is down with that. I am also down with that.
I will pause, Joe. From the god that Button seems to be associated with.
Yes, which is Kalemvor. So, if we still have 2 votes yes, 2 votes no, I am down for flipping a coin because I think that would be fun. I just wanted to make sure that we're still like what the votes were. Is it still no Koya, no Trixie, yes Booker, yes Button? Is that where we stand still?
Seems like it.
I just don't want to, like, I don't know, miss out on Button's thing.
You won't miss out on it, or like choosing no here won't necessarily mean you miss out on it. You still have to find it. But at least here, this person can ensure that you find it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for two, I'm down with flipping a coin. I think it'd be neat
Mm-hmm.
to bring this guy up. Because I don't know if you're here for the inside check, Trixie, but inside check, Button has not detected any lies so far.
Coin flip.
Sounds like it.
Coin flip.
All right.
I guess a D4. Odds and evens.
D4. Do you want to roll it, or do you want me to roll it, or DM roll it?
Let's have Z roll it.
Okay.
It's a coin flip. We're gonna decide the things as a group.
Evens, open. Odds, close the door. Or odds, keep the door closed. Even, open the door. Close, keep it closed.
Keep it closed.
Okay.
Oof. All right. Must respect the coin flip.
Booker will put a finger to his lips and just gesture with a kind of guide gesture with his hands that we all just
Leave.
back away and casually move on, like ghost them in this conversation.
Aw.
Sounds good.
Man. Button has learned the feeling of guilt.
Just tuck that list of things away.
Mm.
Booker's gonna point this way. Sneaking on ahead.
passes the door, finally trailing towards the back of the group. There's a voice slower, closer to Button's level. Hey, someone alive, the god of the waves. Actually, to find things out. Disappointing.
Hmm.
Ben probably stops in their tracks. They have the key in one hand. It's like, oh man, we just agreed as a group, but I wanted to do this. Ah, Z, you fucking.
I know my characters.
Ah, man. Button would probably respond. I do want answers. Fuck. Fuck. Shit. Can I return later?
If so, fine. It's not like I'm going anywhere. But I will not answer their questions.
Look around the corner and then see something. And then looks to where Button's supposed to be. And you can hear like the hushed whisper of like, Button, where the fuck did you go?
I will return. Unfortunately, the vote was already cast. But I do want to open the door.
Booker shrugs, gestures to Trixie. All yours.
Oh fuck, I really want to do it. I really want to do it.
Do it, do it, do it, do it.
Just hear the steady scrape of a nail. Now along the southern wall, here where all of you are, start down and away from the door. And roll me perception.
Perception. Does my passive perception at all count here?
Not for this one, because you're listening very, very hard for this.
Yeah. No, I am not.
You're distracted by what you see to the south.
True. Trixie, you don't want to open it?
Huh? The chest? Sure.
Yeah, I'm giving you first dibs. Button's
Okay.
gone. Button's forfeited dibs.
You know what? I'm just gonna stay at this range and attack it first. Give it a nice little whack with the meteor hammer.
Dark Souls technique.
Yep.
You whack this chest with a meteor hammer, and it kind of wobbles side to side with the force. But it doesn't change.
Does it have a lock on it? Or is it like just a can open the latch and open it?
It's a complicated latch of some sort.
Okay, well. Gonna go open the chest.
You start to fiddle with the latch. You roll me perception.
Oh. Almost a nat 20.
So you begin to open the chest. You hear faintly sounds of movement.
Hmm?
Seems to be coming from the chest.
Step back. Guys, I think there's something in here.
Yeah, no shit. It's a chest. Open it.
Something moving.
Booker raises his eyebrow. He's gonna start to walk up.
It didn't attack me.
Right, so it's weak. Booker's gonna spin a knife around and walk to the chest.
Do you try to open it?
If I open this and it is a cute kitten and Booker is threatening a kitten with a knife, I'm gonna feel really bad. Booker's brandishing the knife, and he'll walk up, knife in the reverse grip, and he will throw open the lid with his other hand.
Okay.
Damn it. It's not a cute kitten. I really wanted it to be a space kitty.
Not in the heart of a dead god.
Yeah.
You throw open the chest. You immediately hear the movement get louder as suddenly, swarming out of it, Booker will get one surprise strike. Numerous crawling hands.
Ew.
Gross.
Didn't know we were playing Elden Ring. What the fuck?
Lefty?
Fortunately, not friendly like Lefty.
Aw. Righty.
Share. I am going to operate these like a swarm. So X number of hit points from each particular swarm will mean that one of
Gotcha.
them dies.
Isha. And Booker gets a free hit.
Yes. If you want to go ahead and roll that free hit while everybody else, you need to roll initiatives.
Yes.
Yeah, this makes sense. I imagine Button is at the time combat starts.
The key's in the hole.
The key's like, yeah, the key was in the hole.
Where is my... There it is. I've forgotten how to use this sheet. 14 to hit.
Okay, which are you hitting? Your red ones or blue ones?
It's going to be the red ones. For 10 piercing damage.
Okay. Why do I keep opening and closing the sheet rather than just like leaving it open like I need to? So, you strike out at the first hand that launches itself from the chest towards you. Manage to slice a dagger through the air and essentially cut it in half. And let me double check this. Okay. Should kill one of them. But Trixie, you also see all of these things start to clamber and crawl out of the chest. The first one launching itself at Booker, and Booker managing to kill it may not be the right term, but stop it before it attaches itself to him. It's your turn.
Help me.
Do I have to, though?
Motherfucker.
You're the one
Come
who
here.
opened it.
You are designed to throw hands, so get over here and throw hands. You've got the most hands of us to throw.
That's true. She do got a fuck ton of hands.
Okay. Unarmed strike. Going to pop Astral Arms. Make a dex save. DC 15.
Why? Can you be nice to the DM and just not do that this time? Save that point.
The problem is, that's how I get my 10-foot range on my attacks.
Oh, you have a 10-foot chain ball.
Yeah. Just
Roll the click
use
clack.
a bunch of
pass.
Just roll a
That's
bunch of
pass.
d20s.
It's fine. It's
That's a
fine.
pass. I'm already rolling. Red has all saved.
Okay.
You said 15?
Yeah.
It's 1. It's 2. That's a nope. That's a nat 20, so one of them takes the damage.
Wonderful.
What
We're
is
on the board,
damage?
Reddit.
Wait, why did I just roll the damage, not the attack? Fuck. Let's try that again.
6 damage?
And I get another attack.
Meow.
What is this attack
Strong
targeting?
pain.
Attack the one that got softened.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
Cute. Koya, you hear an unpleasant noise from Booker as he starts slashing at something. And now Trixie is squaring up. Again, you're not quite sure what's being attacked down the range. But something is.
Look to the left.
Hmm.
See wizard boy. No button. Look to right. Deep sigh.
Deep sigh.
Deep sigh. One sec.
Are you trained for fighting? Yes. But you feel like you have fought more in the past 24 hours with this group than you ever thought you were going to fight.
And right before I woke up, I was fighting. Wonderful times.
Still to fight. BRB.
All right, mixed god. We're gonna attempt a sleep. Koya doesn't know anything about these.
Okay, what are you targeting? Red or blue or all of them for sleep? Sorry.
You think
That's
it's
just
up to a certain amount of hit points?
yes, is what it is. I'm getting mixed up with sleep from Pathfinder. You must forgive me.
You are good.
18. God. It's current creature takes damage. All right. So, with 18 hit points that you managed to sleep, one for each group. Is that your turn?
Does that count as an attack or?
Yeah, that would be your action. So you have a bonus action if you have something you'd like to spend it on.
Do you get to have a second attack because of it?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah.
Because do you sweep as an attack? I don't know what sweep is. So
Sleep is an action.
Spell. Yeah, sleep is an action.
sleep. I thought you were saying sweep like you sweep your weapon to and fro.
Yeah, just extra attack.
No, so how 5e works is extra attacks for like fighters that's still considered part of the same singular action.
But
So
yeah,
you can either do one action spell or two attacks
okay.
with your weapon.
Gotcha. Yes. That is my turn.
Okay. So this group. Well, still there's only one target up here right now. So, Booker, I hope you have some dodging in you because you're about to hit have four things. They're not very smart. Attack you at the same time. Let's see here. I'm gonna just roll all the attacks first and then see where we go after that. I know for a fact that doesn't hit your AC. That one also doesn't. That's a nat 20 though. So 23 will hit, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
And 22.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 4, a 1, a 20 and a 19.
Mm.
So that is 2 attacks that hit. For 9 total slashing damage. 4 of these things leap out at you, Booker. 2 attaching to you, 1 grabbing your face. Another sliding down your arm, its nails digging into your skin. 2 others launch out, but don't quite make it. End up falling to the ground beside. That is their turn. Micken was starting to like turn around and look around the corner back towards Button, like, where the fuck did you guys? And here's like action starting. Is like, oh shit! And you just hear Button, 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 and he starts like running over this way. Peeks around. And doesn't really have a clear shot of anything. It's going to use 1 singular charge of his wand of magic missile because it's starting to run real low. Checking there, yes. And he'll target. I think the one he'd probably be able to see the best might be red. Just 3 darts that way. 9 total damage. Quite enough to kill one. Button, it's your turn.
Hi, sorry, I was racing back to my computer. Had to fucking take care of shit.
You're good.
Sorry, men can't handle anything. Okay, so the sounds of combat have started, right?
Yeah, and then you heard
Okay.
the hustling kind of panic of Micken heading towards the noise. Like, Button, Button, this way, this way.
Button, come here. I wonder, Z, if you will allow me Chaos Roll to see if Button opened the door or not.
Sure.
What? We were doing all this and you didn't even open the door?
Well, the fuck, turn order, motherfucker.
I'm
talking about I'm talking about fucking descriptions were happening. I wasn't going to talk over you guys. I'm just saying, like, yeah, during this time where the group was wandering off, settling whether or not Button opened the door.
We gave you all that room to commit a cardinal sin, and you wait. Where's the sin?
Fucking,
we're over here fighting so that you can open a door and be a little sinful little guy.
The fucking Button opened the door.
Button opened the door.
There you go.
Okay. But you open the door.
Button opened the door while everyone was wandering off, and Button stayed. Unfortunately, Z knows exactly how to fuck with Button.
You open the door. You see, halfway down a long hall. Share with everybody because you get to. Well, we're gonna end up seeing it pretty soon anyway. This figure. On the furthest right in the large picture. Standing nearly 10 feet tall at this point. Long and skinny skin nearly hanging off of bones. And glowing red eyes that turns, and the robes on it are dark, nearly black purple, but tattered and worn and decaying with time. Turns your direction, and there's a lift of a lip that might have been a smirk at one point, but is more sneer, the gauntness of its flesh. So, one of you does better.
We still have.
Far into the hall, kind of backlighting him,
Ooh.
is another glowing purple insignia written into the wall, which Button was not awake for, but there was a glowing purple sigil carved into the floor of the room everybody woke up in. And you see, stacked in the far corners, are a handful of books in either corner, and a few kind of scattered objects on the floor, pushed to either wall.
Okay. Well, Button is going to be facing the consequences for this later, I presume. You know what? We're going to call it character growth. A Button looks at this thing. That's like 10 feet tall, right?
Yep, nearabouts.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm sorry, Koya. You're no longer the tallest. Button's going to look at them, pull out their fucking quarterstaff. We still have the deal. Yes?
I will guide you to the object you desire.
And you will not harm my friend.
So long as our goal line.
Nod. Button here's fighting. I must go. There is trouble. And, fucking, it's gonna be 23. Can get this far? Damn.
Dash.
I'd like to dash. Yeah. Bonus action Shillelagh. As they pass by Micken. Micken, I am sorry. We have an ally now. Do not be alarmed. Running past.
See, Micken has just fired this magic missile and is like pulling the wand back, and his standard, like, he fires a spell and then he like steps back and is like, did it hit? Are we good? Do I need to fire something again? Like the process, like going through the flow chart of like battle in his mind. And you're like, I'm sorry, and he just like, huh? You see him like double take as you go by. What? What? What'd you do?
There is no time.
That's all you guys hear at the far end of the hall. What did you do?
What'd you do? You leave Button unsupervised for 2 minutes.
Liquor. Currently have two things hanging off of you. One on your face, one on your arm. And there's some chaos happening behind you. Don't think you really care about that at the moment.
Booker is going to, like, dance around in place, stabbing them like he's covered in spiders. Just stabbing them wildly with the Nithalgu claw dagger. Stab. Stab, 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 stab. That's a crit.
Hi.
That's
Red
a
or
crit for... Is going to be still red. Going for reds. Reds for sure. It's going to be a crit for 17 piercing damage.
So you managed to get the one off your face at the very least.
The Booker is getting not like frantic panicked, but frantic like frustrated. Like ripping it off of his face. She's like, God fucking stupid fucking hands, God blasted. Just stabbing, stomping, kicking, frustratedly stabbing again. It's gonna be a same as before. Another Nithalgu claw. I don't know how AC works if you're running it swarm style, but that is a 12 to hit.
Oh,
Or
barely hits.
for 10 piercing damage.
Say if you're saying you're going after the ones on his body. That'll be blue next.
Gotcha. Then
To get the other one off of you, so the ones that are on you are no longer attached to you. They have fallen to the ground in pieces.
Booker
Oops.
is going to bonus action stab with Blood Drinker and just go for one of them that's on the ground or nearby. Fuck these things.
That will not hit.
That's an 11. Well, that will be Booker's turn.
Trixie. Booker is very much chopping these things to pieces in front of you. Kind of looking wild man. 21 will definitely hit. 11 will not. 13.
Boom!
Okay, so out of that grouping, the 21 and the 13 hit. What are you aiming for?
Iris is muted.
Oh, sorry. Closest one.
Red?
Yep.
So 21, 6 will kill red. Will hit, so you can go for blue, or you can try swinging at the ones that are asleep.
Go for blue.
Not looking great. You broke a couple of fingers. Barely dragging yourself along with like the pointer and middle finger. But it is determined.
Check one more thing.
Gonna get you.
No. Okay, that's it. My turn.
Koya. 2 of them were asleep. Fell back into the crate, to the chest. And there's this one on the ground. It's very determinedly pulling itself along with 2 fingers. In the general direction of you and Trixie. You're not sure where it's trying to go as of yet. It's not going very fast.
At that point, I don't think Koya's gonna draw their glaive, so we will go unarmed strike.
Stomp on it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
As God, where do I roll this?
So, if you don't have an unarmed strike already on your sheet, that is just going to be your proficiency plus your strength. This fighter should have proficiency in it.
Uh-huh. Makes sense.
Oof.
You can
Oh,
you can just start stomping furiously. You got another one.
Stop again.
There
Let's
you go.
That makes no
Balance,
sense.
as all things should be.
Miss first stomp, aim the second time, stomp again. That is going to be, I believe. There's nothing giving you unarmed strike stuff. It is just your strength score and damage.
+1.
+1. Okay, so what is your strength modifier?
Or
So total of 5.
Stomp.
Hear an unpleasant cracking as you break a couple bones, but it immediately turns around and tries to grab onto your foot as you are lifting your foot away from it. Let me see if it actually manages to get you. That's a no. Not surprising, it has 2 fingers. Micken is less concerned about whatever the fuck it's making everybody stomp and go wild down at the end of the hall. They seem to be okay. There is not shouts of panic, there are shouts of frustration. So he's just like coming up behind Button. He's following Button. What did you do? What? He's like looking over his shoulder. Did you open the door?
Button turns away from Micken.
When is your turn?
He says, like, Button looked at him as he walked up to Button, looking up at him. He says that, sharp turn away. Button's gonna cast Chill Touch on this one. Ping. There we go. Because they want to stay near Micken. So that they don't panic. It's gonna be a 9 plus 8. 17?
Will definitely hit.
Does this count as an undead?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
That's what I was like, maybe this would be good. Okie doke. So
I can
it's gonna
just
have disadvantage on attack rolls until
straight up
the end
tell
of
you
one
you
scene.
killed it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it has like 2 hit points left.
Well, anyway, that's gonna be a 18 damage. Anyway, not just kidding. Sorry. More than 2. Mm-hmm.
So you just see a blast of magic from the end of the hall manages to freeze it in place, and then it kind of very much like a dying insect kind of twitches and jerks on the ground for a second and then goes still. I'll say
Wait. Z. Chill Touch. There's another hand that appears and squeezes this one. Because it's a ghostly, spectral, skeletal hand.
smashing it into the ground.
Yeah.
Die.
Latching on.
And I would say, with the advantage that Booker gets, Booker could very easily kill the other 2 that are asleep and fell back into the crate in the furious stabbing of anger.
Stab him a bunch. Panting. Catch his breath by running a hand through his hair and kind of slicking it back with a little bit of hand blood. Not intentionally.
As you
Ah,
stab the two that were inside of this chest. They're kind of leaning back out to catch your breath. You see a glint of metal. Back corner.
Gonna throw his daggers to the ground and go after that glint of metal.
Find another plain metal key. As you pick it up, you hear an unlocking somewhere in the dungeon.
Weird feeling. Gonna pocket the key, put his daggers back. Can we roll to harvest the hands?
Let me double check. I don't know if I have anything for crawling hands. Give me a moment.
They're small.
Fingernails.
I'm super down to try.
Are any of them wearing rings?
That would be a great place to put magic rings, actually.
Right?
Technically, yes, you can. I'm gonna be real with you. It's not worth it.
Oh.
It would be
Bone.
great to put magic rings on it. I would like to have thought of that earlier, but I don't.
Can
That's
we
fine,
find a
then.
ring pop? Booker needs a snacky.
You can, if you would like, I would say you can easily collect a couple of these if you want, without even having to roll for it. You can essentially grab unbroken fingers, and they can be used as arcane focuses.
Ew. Booker will take one finger and then recognize that it could be potentially an arcane focus. And he goes from like frustrated and surprised and a little annoyed, and he just kind of stops, turns it over in his hand, and then sort of chuckles to himself in this very evil way, just like, wizard boy, catch. He'll toss it towards Micken.
Toss it towards Micken, who is still very much on button. Like, what the fuck did you do? And he just kind of like blinks and like flinches away from whatever you throw at him, because he doesn't turn in time to try and catch. So it just like smacks into his shoulder and like falls to the ground. He looks down, and you see the very and it takes a step away from it, which requires him to step backward. And as he
Oh, don't
steps
do that.
backward,
Don't do that. Hold on. Wait,
you
no.
see the figure
Don't.
around, like down the hall, like the corner of his eye turns,
Button pushes him back into the hallway.
and
Back
he
towards
goes
the oven.
still until Button pushes him. And as he's being pushed, he finally finds his voice, and you just hear, "Oh no!" And he
Oh,
runs.
Oh no. He wasn't supposed to see
What's
that.
up?
yeah.
What's going on?
Color leaves his face, and then Booker and everyone is just like, oh, okay, combat's over. Oh no, what's wrong? What's got the wizard boy upset?
Nothing is wrong.
Sliding and skirting in between to get to the other side.
Holding out their hands like a do not pass. Nothing is wrong. There is nothing happening.
What did you do?
What happened?
I have done nothing of anything. I have been standing here the entire time.
Leans over Button.
No!
You both hear this quiet sounds of feet on stone,
Button.
and a
What did you
massive
do?
figure comes into sight.
Nothing has happened.
Yeah, I fucking bet. Would you care to explain yourself? Booker just looks at Button.
Oh boy. Button can't lie, but they sure do try. I tripped.
Yeah, tripped and opened a door.
It was a long fall.
Booker just takes a deep breath. He's going to look up at this strange person and like put one hand on like hook his thumb on the hilt of a dagger on his bandolier. Partially like just like an absent-minded casual gesture, like when someone hooks their finger in their pocket, but also partially like, okay, big one, we left behind. How about how you want to play this? Are we cool? Or are we quick drawing? And he will hold out a hand and be like, I'm Booker. I assume you were the voice behind the door?
This figure walked up directly behind Button as Button was stumbling over themselves trying to figure out how to lie and not lie. Just very calmly clasps both hands behind their back. And again, without muscle and fat to give expression, just skin over bone, it's hard to parse the look. You think it might be amusement. Then again, those glowing eyes seem almost like ice. Hard. He looks over each of you in turn. And though there's no pupil for you to watch go up and down, you can feel the very distinctive head to toe and back up, sizing each of you. Finally, his gaze returns to Booker. Looks at his hand. Looks at his other hand. I am one said you should call keeper. Little one and I have struck a deal.
Have you now? Booker just looks at, like, very pointedly at Button.
Button
Would have been nice if the group was in on this.
Button looks away to their right, away from Booker. Sees Trixie, looks to their left towards Booker, doesn't like that either, turns around to face this thing. I am sorry.
Nonsense. You'll make a good ally, right?
His eyes have not left you, Booker. So long as you don't intend pointing that towards me. One of the hands comes back from behind the back. A long, gnarled finger with almost talon in their length and sharpness nails. Points towards the hand that is on the dagger.
Booker will give a very peaceable grin and nod his head. Of course. Wouldn't dream of it. Just glad to have you aboard. And then give a really, again, another pointed look towards Button in that sort of like, boy.
Button is not looking at the party. Button is busy looking at the floor. It's so interesting.
Oh yeah, roll me a wisdom save.
Oh.
Oh no.
so great at this, guys.
Let's go.
So you feel that presence in the back of your mind that's been there since you woke up, very close to it. Feel it kind of pull very slightly. You have the option to listen. Not.
Alright, Koyo will let it through.
Open the mind. Here is that very faint, familiar voice. Careful. Stronger.
If I look to Keeper, does it say anything else?
It doesn't say anything, but the tone cautious, but also fearful.
To the artifact, then?
Booker nods to the artifact. Lead the way, Keeper.
Keeper. His lips pull back, and you see some of the yellow, half-broken teeth underneath. He smiles. There's... Oh, I need to warn you. Looks down towards Button. Wants to take it. You will likely need to kill what it is trapping first. Just turns, starts walking down the hall.
Bun nods. Gets their quarterstaff ready. We'll follow. Jesus, something stuck in my throat.
Above table, I'm totally fine with you opening the door. I think it is more fun to do risky shit. But Booker is going to haze the shit out of Button.
Yeah, this is Button's chaos coming out. They have an issue with things.
Impulse control.
Impulse control is definitely one of them. Following orders and rules.
It's
They are not very
weird,
good at
'cause I would
that.
have 100% expected them to be super rules oriented
If Button doesn't like
by virtue
rules.
of robot.
Yeah, no, Button's a weird robot. They don't like rules. They like doing what they want to do. Most of the time, Button following Booker's orders is purely because that's what Button wants to do already. It's purely a coincidence. But they do feel guilt and shame and just like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I should not have done that. Oh no. Oh no. They're looking at me. I don't want to be looked at right now. I don't like this.
Discovering shame for the first time.
Yep, that's exactly what's happening. So I fully expect Button to get chewed out by everyone. If not the very least, Booker and or Trixie. But Z knows how to get under Button's skin. Of you're really gonna risk not getting knowledge and all that? It's like, fuck.
I knew the attraction of this thing was going to be fucking kryptonite to Button and Booker.
Yeah. Button will follow.
Trailing along behind.
Mm-hmm.
So I need the firm marching order here.
Which way are we going?
This way.
This way?
Put Button here. Booker. Trixie or is it Koya? Iris, you were muted.
Trixie will take up the tail.
Sandwich the mick in between them.
Right. So, as you go down the hall, find that he leads you back towards a door that is almost identical to the one that you all found very early on in your time in the heart. The door that has the 3 keyholes in it. When you listen very, very closely, you can just barely hear voices beyond. But rather than head towards this door directly, he turns and pauses and will look over his shoulder and then lean at the waist as if to try to talk to Button's height, but still it's more him looking almost directly down on Button just by the sheer size. And his voice is low, quiet. Artifacts. To trap very particular spirits once a long, long time ago. I imagine many are gone, but I still hear the scream of one. If you want to claim it, he gestures towards the hall before him. I would suggest that path. Jet looks to the door beside him. There's yet another flat, plain stone slab that has a keyhole directly in the middle of it. But this one, see the seam at the center of the door. It's there, unlike any of the others. Almost like it could just be pushed open. Kind of looks towards the door. I would not suggest that one.
So not suggest this one.
Yeah. He's saying go here,
Yeah.
not here. Not to the door.
What's behind the door?
Pests.
And I want to know what's behind the door now. What's in this one? And he'll point to this door.
Then there's this. What goes from relatively calm, perhaps even amused, to very clearly a sneer, lip curling back over his teeth, seeing the full array of the yellowed bone within. The witch.
I imagine that's where our friend who brought us here is hiding out, you think?
Her incessant chanting has not stopped for weeks.
Okay. Well, it's all the same to you fellas. And Booker just looks to the crew. We're going to that artifact. Which, he points to Button. If you're very good, we'll even let you have it.
Button just blinks at Booker. They're just like, what? It's my guy. Is
Booker's gonna
No,
march
no.
ahead.
what? I mean, okay. Button is of the mindset of like, no, that is mine.
So you turn the corner, Booker, you see again faint glow that you saw from the sigil in the first room. Just barely eking out around the corner. Pause for a minute as I check a few things. To adjust something really fast, so if you guys need to go take a bath break or something really quick, that would be
Okie doke.
Okay.
because I am not being able to read this. Just not good.
Since we're at a break point, I think I'm gonna call it for me. My head's pounding, so
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so I'm gonna say, and I don't want you to change because you've already said you need a break. We will start the combat here, but we will not go into combat. Because I'm going to be frank,
Ooh.
unless all of you are here, you will not survive this combat.
Hell yeah.
I
Hello.
You're
I
not
can
changing.
say
You're not changing your thing.
It's okay.
You're fine. I was
Yeah.
going to double check with everybody going into this anyway, because it is a very challenging combat. Like I said, this dungeon has fewer random combats, more hard-hitting ones, and this is probably one of the hardest hitting ones.
okay.
Nice.
So it was going to take a while anyway to get through this combat. So,
Well, do you want me to stay just for the initial bit of it, or?
yeah, if you can just stay for like another 10-15 minutes so I can give the description and we can get the initiative rolled in, that means next time we can just start with combat.
Yeah, okay, I can do that.
So,
Thank you,
As long as I don't have
Iris.
to stare at the screen.
yeah, no, you don't have to stare at the screen. You just have to listen and then eventually roll a dice.
Gotcha.
So Booker, as you're pushing on ahead, and I imagine Button, you are very close behind. You see that glow of the sigil. And then two of you are the first to see just a faint wisp of blue moving almost like cloth or water, kind of out from around the corner and then back behind. Here, soft female voice. Somebody's finally come. Do you, friend, or
Well, Booker will say, friend, stop scooting.
Tell me to stop scooting?
And I can just peek around the corner. He doesn't want to get closer. Do you say friend? It's a breathy laugh that feels almost more like wind than a laugh. So there's wind or breeze to speak of in this place. Friend. Long time since I've had a
Well, this seems passably okay so far. Gonna just keep creeping forward, and we're just gonna see how far we can get before some pops off.
take another few steps. You see faint blue glow few feet up the wall, almost materializing out of it. 4 long fingers, like somebody has just wrapped their hand around the corner. What do you want to see? Surely.
I hate to say you're right, but we're here for the artifact.
See just barest flinch of the fingers. tightening and dragging along the wall. Potentially artifact. What would you do with it?
Hmm. That's not nothing you need to concern yourself with, friend. We could just take that artifact and part ways. Real easy like.
One of you belong to the Lord of the Waves.
Booker, he's not sure if anything can see him, but he will gesture to Button. He'll take a step back. Sure do.
Tell me, Iris, would Trixie also be peeking around the corner with Bickett?
Yeah. That's why she kind of standing there so she can kind of see around the corner, but also not exactly have her back to this dude.
You've been gestured to. What do you do?
Button will step forward. Yes, that would be me.
You belong to Kalimvor.
I am working with him.
See the fingers slowly slide back around the corner. Moment of silence. And then out from the wall directly in front of you, Booker. Directly in front of you, Button. A ghostly female emerges, her face more skeleton than anything. And her eyes glowing red. She reaches a sharp, taloned hand towards you, Button. And I will make sure you no longer serve him. And with that, I need everyone, because everyone is looking, to make a wisdom save.
Banshee time.
Banshee time.
Banshee time, banshee time.
Who
You get. Not sure if it matters.
who is
No.
the closest to the banshee?
Booker, technically.
Booker will get advantage.
Thank God.
Because I'm going to use my Hilarity Akatha.
Holy shit.
Did you roll a 20 or a 1?
I got a 20. I got a 28 total.
19. Thank
Nat
you,
20.
based Trixie.
Based Trixie.
Quiet. 3, 4, 5. So Booker and Button are the only ones unaffected by this. Everybody else has the frightened condition.
Ooh.
Ooh. That's going to be a rough one.
Yeah, you guys can remake the save at the end of each of your turn. Once you pass, you're immune to it for 24 hours. But go ahead and Mark it down on your sheets, mark on your tokens, however you need to be reminded that you all are frightened. And just to finish up the bookkeeping here, go ahead, everybody, roll your initiatives. So we can have that done and ready to go next time. Yep, that's about right for Mick.
Yeah.
Aw,
Mick's done with this shit, man.
buddy.
Space ghosts are there's something making, huh?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 4, 5. Okay. It for tonight. Next time we will start with a banshee fight.
All right. I have one request, DM.
Yes.
At the ghosty saying that I'll make sure you no longer serve him. Can we say that button nat 20 on the against the frighten is just like unfazed and just says that is not for you to decide.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Nope. Go and fucking fight a ghost.
Good job, everybody.
GG.